Breaking news now on Fox 32. Officials have just issued a winter weather advisory as temperatures plunge up to 30 degrees, creating potentially dangerous conditions for your morning commute.
The flooding has already turned deadly in the southwest suburbs, and flood warnings are still in effect at this hour.
Parts of northern Indiana also underwater. We'll take you live to one of the worst hit areas.
The news at 9 starts right now. I'm Corey McFerrin.
And I'm Dawn Hasbrook. We have team weather coverage tonight. We will get right to Chief Meteorologist Bill Bellis in a moment with the latest on what may be a treacherous morning commute.
Our Dakarai Turner live for us in northwest Indiana, where some cities got hammered, but we begin with Elizabeth Matthews live in the southwest suburbs with deadly flooding. Elizabeth.
Corey and Don, a sad story to report coming out of rural Will County. Illinois State Police are investigating the death of 52-year-old Stephanie Miller of Bourbonnais. Police found her body inside of her submerged, rolled-over car. She was found in a flooded ditch near Peatone. Illinois State Police still investigating that. Meanwhile, here in Orland Park tonight, road closures are still in place.
The number of road closures continued to grow as the day went on Tuesday. The Illinois Department of Transportation keeping close watch on several impassable streets, including Route 30 in Joliet near Highland Park Drive, where 3 feet of water covered the pavement. This constant rainfall overwhelming storm drains, turning roadways into rivers. Drivers found themselves hitting the brakes, slowing for the floodwaters.
We tried so many roads, and they're blocked off by people's houses, and all we see is water just gushing from the sides of the road.
Flooding in the area was so significant it shut down the Loyola Center for Health off 159th and Homer Glen. Staff says the roads were just too treacherous for employees and patients to make it in. Others in Orland Park knew how to work around it.
Having been a long-term resident, I know what streets to avoid.
Wave after wave, the rain just kept coming Tuesday, forcing pedestrians to struggle with their umbrellas. The rising waters, not a big surprise to some.
It was just so much snow we got within the past couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden it just melted, and now the rain.
Joey's Red Hot's restaurant, which normally serves 500 customers a day in Orland Park, will be temporarily closed as it suffered more than $30,000 in damage.
I pulled up in my truck, and the water was up to my door. It's like, holy cow. I mean, I've never seen anything like this.
This can really be the danger of a flash flood event. This is what we're talking about when you're on the streets during flash flooding, and you have to be so careful. This water is moving at a very rapid pace, and we're just in the middle of Orland Park. We're near 131st and Southwest Highway. Types of examples during flash flooding when we recommend that you slow down and that you try to look ahead, but sometimes in these situations you don't even know what you're driving into until you're on top of it. For more on the flooding situation in northwest Indiana, let's turn it over to my colleague Dakarai Turner. Dakarai?
Hey Elizabeth, right now we're in Maryville right now, where this Target parking lot this afternoon was basically submerged. But let's give you a look right now as water pumps are in place here as the rest of the area braces for what could happen. The water is being pumped out of this parking lot. Most everything is being caused by a combination of heavy rain, snow melt, and cold ground temperatures. Surely more than 2 inches of rain or snow in 24 hours, rain that is, in 24 hours has not helped.
I take care of 3 senior citizens, and if we have to evacuate, it's going to be rough to take and get them out.
In northwest Indiana tonight, in South Hammond, concern. Sandbags sit in place as residents from this community watch this portion of the Little Calumet River rise as they have all afternoon. It forced a closure of some of the roads around it. Here is where its levels sat this morning, and here are its levels hours later this evening. This afternoon, debris is pushed against the pedestrian bridge while memories turn toward 2008.
If you could put 2008 into one word or memory, how would any of you summarize it?
Scary. I thought I was going to lose my house, my property.
That's when a flood in this area here in Munster caused millions in damages after 9 inches of rainfall in 24 hours. And residents like Rich Norman are watching now.
When you look at something like this, does it concern you?
Yeah, because it brings up old memories. And there was a lot of people over there that lost their house.
The Little Calumet River measured at about 14 feet Tuesday afternoon, expected to crest at about 15.5 feet by night. Its limit about 16 feet in some places before it goes over the flood wall. The National Weather Service says over 2 inches of rain falling from Monday into Tuesday in northwest Indiana could end up with another 1 to 3 inches on top of it by Wednesday.
What's it like seeing it this high right now?
It's scary. It's scary because Munster flooded real bad back in '08. I mean, a lot of people had lost everything.
And the water does continue to pump here after this parking lot, as I said, was flooded this afternoon. There could be a lot of standing water in places, so we're told to remind drivers out there to not drive through it. We're live in Maryville. I'm Dakarai Turner, Fox 32 News.
Thank you, Dakarai. And part of Governor's Highway in Madison today looked more like a river. Officials set up a barricade to help keep drivers away, but the floodwaters submerged 2 cars, and one driver says police had to rescue her.
I just sunk down in it, and next thing I know, everything just shuts off in my car. The lights just start flickering, and I'm on the phone with the police, 911 the whole time, scared, panicking, and just the officer just took it on his own to just come get me.
Police are warning people to be cautious. We're told 10 years ago, a driver drowned here.